I miss you so.
Me too.
Oh, Pog. Why are you back so soon?
Friends have to come here for a mission. I bring dragon scales.
Dragon scales. That's very good.
Yes.
Did you beat Dragon?
Yes.
That's good.
It was
Dragon
Gnome
is-
Dragon.
Gnome Dragon.
Yes.
So small dragon?
Not too big, but decent dragon.
I'm very proud of you, Pog.
Thank
Now
you.
go say hello to your mother.
Okay. This is Megan, and that's a gnome.
Hello, Pog's friends. My name is Dan. And this is my wife, Kippa. Hello.
Well, put her there,
yeah.
Dan.
I wouldn't consider myself one of his friends.
Well,
Ooh.
we're all friends here in the Pog Champion household.
Yes.
I have to be Dan Champion household.
Champ.
It's a very heartwarming meeting. Makes me miss my home.
Oh, Pog! I'm so excited to see you!
Hello, Mom.
That was actually not your mom, sorry. That was the younger orc who runs up and embraces you right around the stomach and puts you in a tight hug as she welcomes you back. Hello,
I know this
Pog.
person.
You remember, my name is Mary. I'm your sister.
Hello, Mary. How are you?
I'm doing so good. I heard you killed dragon.
Yep. We killed dragon.
Oh,
His name was Wex.
Max, I want to see a dragon.
Well,
Alright,
when you leave for your quest, maybe you will.
2 years.
Aren't
Alright,
you
anyway,
guys on the
so-
brink of extinction?
They are now that Pog get a hold of him.
Wait. Are y'all supposed to, like, I don't know, not kill animals and stuff? Well, I guess Wex is a different story, but, like, encouraging dragon killing, isn't that somehow against y'all's code?
We here
Aren't
at
there a
the
group of
Dan
dragons
household.
over here?
True.
They are, but you know, we in wilderness school, we do things a little different here.
That I noticed the accents too. You and Pog got accents is what I'll call it.
Why use many words when little words do trick?
Oh, so
You never
picked
have
up on
problem
that.
understanding Pog, so
It's just true. Not a very good conversation holder, but you know, I admire it. Straightforward and to the point.
I don't like conversation much. I prefer to listen to the nature.
yes.
That's beautiful.
Mom, Dad, show us where to sleep, please.
Oh yes. Keppa was making soup. I do not know if enough for everyone, but we can try to share. Yes, I can try to share, but you might have small portions.
So are those
Well,
like
I'm a
orcs?
small gnome, so as long as it's not too.
So he don't need any.
Yes,
okay.
Maybe it depends. What do you guys make?
Ho ho ho. Well, if we knew it was Pog coming home, we would have made something else. But well, we got some nice boiled tree bark with we got some nice we got good herbs, some root from in forest. But it's good fiber for you. And also there's some fruit in there.
Oh, what fruit?
Oh, well, we got some apple and we got some banana.
Ah.
You know,
Oh, is that my son? You heartily embrace. And at that, Dan and Keppa motion you inside, and you all enter the building. I'm assuming you all enter the building here.
And as you open the door, you see that the interior is kind of set up into two different areas. You have kind of the little suite of sorts that is, it has the kitchen, it has Dan and Keppa's room, as well as one other room that seems to be both Pog and Mary's room. And on the other side of a little bit of a partition, you see the classroom area, and they have all sorts of different things. There's some stuffed animals throughout that seem to be for anatomy purposes, as well as plants everywhere. In the interior, there's all sorts of shrubs, herbs, and plants just lining the walls of the entire place. It has a very wild sense to it as you're walking around admiring.
Well, anyway, like I said, Keppa will give you some food, and if you want to stay night, that is fine.
Thank you, Dad.
Anyways, what are you here for again?
Oh, I'm not sure what our mission is right now.
Yeah, it's an excellent question.
Just to make friends, really.
That is good endeavor. But if you need us help, we can help.
Of course.
Yes. My parents very helpful.
Seemed amazing. Miss mine.
Tell us about them.
Yes. What, you name Megan?
Yep, Megan Trouse.
Oh, good name. Very short to the point. Well, what about your parent?
They're, traveling merchants. Really nothing too special. Can't say.
That is a noble trade.
What's that?
That is a noble trade.
Yeah, we like to keep it simple around the Trouse household. There's no secrets, no nothing. Just straightforward merchant.
Ah, very good and refreshing. I do not like people with secrets. I know outside human like to be secret sometimes.
Oh yeah, humans they're pesky. They don't live the longest, but the years they do live, they find a way to milk every last bit they can, even if it's the detriment of others. Those humans, I'll tell you.
Yes, I never quite saw the point in deception. Why lie?
Ooh, very good. What's your name again, gnome?
My name is Karboom Dalabar. You may call me Boom.
Ah, I like Boom. That is better name than other one. Anyway, here, everybody, sit down at table. We pour soup. And you see Keppa over, and she's pouring the soup pot that's going. As I mentioned earlier, there's some different sort of herbs in it and some different sort of spices. But the I guess main course, you've got some apples, bananas, and tree bark that are in there, all kind of stewed together into a lovely porridge. And she pours it over some cooked buckwheat and just passes it out to everybody and says, "Oh, I hope you like. I don't know what other people like to taste, but this is our food."
Would anybody like my tree bark? Last time I had it, I had a real bad reaction. Maybe it was just the oak.
You have to eat.
What's that?
You have to eat, Megan.
Well, it's just the tree bark. I had some oak, and just messed me up for the next couple days.
Oh, but you've never had our tree. We grow these ourselves.
I will try anything. I've been in a prison eating gruel for the past 1,000 years, so this all actually looks quite wonderful.
Huh? What you in prison for, Boom?
I might have been part of some misdeeds.
Oh, well, everyone does something they don't agree with sometimes, so hopefully you rehabilitated.
Well, I won't be murdering people for quite a while, so yes.
Alright. Well, anyway, we do not like to talk during dinner, so everybody please eat in silence.
he says this, the three orcs are eating, honestly, a little slow, and they're all just looking directly at both Mygan and Boom as they're eating to decide whether or not Mygan and Boom seem as though they're enjoying it as much as they feel as though they should be. It's whenever somebody really puts their heart and soul into food, occasionally they like to they like it whenever others show that they enjoy it. So that's what they're looking for. And Boom, it seems like you're digging at it. You're going for it 100%. However, they do have their pieces in a little bit bigger than your mouth typically goes. Being a gnome and them being orcs. So you're having to kind of cut things into pieces, and some of the little fibers of the tree bark aren't sitting too well from you. So occasionally after a bite, you get into a little bit of a coughing fit. But you get kind of as you come to from your coughing, tears streaming down your face as you're kind of getting yourself back together. You kind of look at Keppa and Dan. And they kind of give you like a smile, like, good, right?
This is quite savory.
You like that, Boom, huh? Mygan's just holding the bowl, like looking at it to see which way he should approach it.
The youngest one, Pog's sister Mary, is sitting next to Mygan at the table and seems to think that maybe you're confused as to what you're supposed to do with the food. So she kind of she takes your spoon and she takes your fork, the fork and knife, and kind of cuts the bark into a little bit of pieces, and she kind of puts the stabs the bark with the fork to get it on there, and then kind of hands you the fork and like see, like, this is how you do it.
Yeah, see, I didn't.
It easy, Mygan.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to
soup.
talk. Yeah, we just have different ways of approaching it. Okay, delicious. Let's just get into this. I'm so excited.
All right, honestly, you bite down, and you were not expecting a good bite, and it wasn't what you would traditionally call a good bite. Maybe hearty would be a better word for it. But as you chew on it and your imagination starts to take over, you think, I could probably finish a bowl of this, and I might not regret it too much the next day. Pog, on the other hand, having been too enthralled with watching his fellow friends attempts to... Wait, do you have advantage?
I mean, no, but I've eaten this before, I'm sure.
No, not this time. So being too involved with...
too long.
Yeah, watching his companions eat, and also not being accustomed to the food of his household too much at the moment, Pog does forget to chew and just swallows one of the tree bark slices whole, and immediately it gets stuck in your throat, and you're just heaving and hawing and just having to stuff. And luckily, Mary stands up and does the Heimlich, and you just launched this thing like a javelin through the room, and it spears right into the wall. And at that, your father stands up and gives a mighty loud guffaw as he slaps you on the back and says, "Welcome home, son. We know that this isn't like the pudding they eat elsewhere."
Yes, tougher than I remember.
Oh, it is all good. Anyways, y'all eat dinner, I will go prepare bed. As he gets up and goes into the classroom area and starts to put out some cots for everybody. So I'll just assume that y'all are finishing dinner here and still sitting at the table here, and y'all can continue the conversation.
I'm gonna whisper across to Mygan and Pog. Your people are a lot more civilized than I remember, Pog, if that helps.
Yeah.
Well, we are about as good as it gets, so...
Yes, quite kind. Quite kind.
Pog, do you know other orcs like outside of this area?
Visitors sometimes, but no, not really.
Okay, because I mean, I've read quite a few books that just say everything different, but never read anything about this place. So,
Don't trust everything you read, Megan.
well,
I take offense.
it's just, what if now I want to get this this imprint in my head that these orcs are like some of the most civilized and creative people, and then I'm gonna come across one and then treat it the same way I treat you and your family, and then he's gonna rip me in half.
Yes, most orcs I've met have been on the ripping and asking questions later side of the equation.
Yeah, this is why I left the homestead, was to venture the world and see it, but woo, this is taking me for turns everywhere I go. It started off pretty normal, but
Well, they are half orcs, and so they had some higher bloodlines at some point.
yeah, y'all got human in you, right, Pog? Or is that
The Great E4.
what? What was that? What was
Yes,
that, boom?
Sir E4. Have you not heard of him?
Sir E4. Oh, yeah. He's got quite a few tales about him. They're good reads too.
Yeah. I mean, he was very, very strong. Quite a brave man. A bit of an ass. But, yes.
Well, that and a drunken, alcoholic, sex-addicted man, but interesting reads less. More partial to the Rexithil stories, if y'all have ever read any of those.
Oh, yes, everybody loves Rexithil.
Good. I'm glad they do. It's feels very near and dear to my heart, and I don't know why. Maybe he was half human, half elf. So
He was very good at winning.
well, which book did you read?
Oh, I didn't read these books. I was alive.
Was it his later edition?
So at that, Dan comes back in and says,
Oh, yes. We have beds set up. What were you talking about?
Actually, your heritage, the Great Rexithil, and Sir E4.
I don't know who that is.
Really?
No. Is that human?
Yes, he was one of. How much did you guys go over the history of the valley?
I didn't go to school. I grew up with my dad. He was wilderness school person, and I do that now. We teach youngsters about the wilderness around here and the animals and stuff. Right, Pug?
Yep.
I don't know history.
Everything I learn here.
Wait, what was the name of the guy we met? Linus, or
the guy who showed you around?
yeah?
His name was... Sorry, I kind of forgot. Lars.
Lars. So you haven't spent much time with the Lars of the greeting committee?
Oh, Lars Goodman. He talked too much.
I would agree.
Well, anyway, what y'all doing here tomorrow?
Well, I actually have no money, so I'd been considering finding a way to make some. If you have any tasks that you would pay me for, I'm not very strong, but I am quite talented.
We don't use money here. We don't. We get our own food and we just help people because we like to. But I do know that there's job board postings. They sometimes have money.
Well, they had a posting for a band, but I play the recorder. I haven't had one in my hands in quite a long time. Um, it's like a little flute.
Oh. Okay.
If you have any reeds or something, it says Wilderness School. I could probably
No,
make
we
one.
don't really read here.
Reeds, like the water plant.
Oh. Well, maybe check by lake.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Pog. So, show me the dragon scale. Pog.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Yep,
And he puts
yep.
it up. He kind of puts it up to his ear and says,
Oh, I can almost hear dragon soul in there.
Yeah, very quiet.
Yes, he must
Does
have
it-
had a very strong heart. Did you say you know this dragon?
It was gnome transform into dragon.
Oh,
I don't know how it happened, but it's weird that.
did you know the gnome?
Sort of.
Oh,
I can know him better.
oh, Megan, tell me about this gnome.
He was a frustrated little man.
I would be
Yeah,
frustrated too if I was that small.
had a rough go at it. Got captured. Ended up being imbued with the soul of a dragon. Killed a bunch of people. Then, ever heard of the Raven Queen?
Nope.
Let's just say he got a little too carried away with the thought of acquiring more power, and Pog here had to save the balance of the world.
That's a common gnome vice, actually. The pursuit of power. I think it might be because of our short height. We have something
was-
of a Napoleon complex.
Who's Napoleon?
He was a great general, also a gnome.
Oh, well, I want to meet a friendly gnome. Seems y'all have the fuse of like quarter inch. As soon as y'all are lit, y'all just blow up right there.
Am I not? Am I not friendly?
You're actually one of the more calmer gnomes we've met, but you still also possibly trap the soul of a beloved friend away in a sunken prison. So there's
Yes.
that.
True.
Well, that was he was quite tormented. I still believe I did you a favor, honestly.
So was it your soul or was it your physical body that was trapped there? Because this is something I've been thinking about.
Both. Yes.
So I happen to have a way to extract souls. If I would have done that, would that have changed any of the course of events that happened?
Probably would have saved him from a quite excruciating, long-lived misery. But other than that, I don't know.
You see, if I was there, I would. You would think I would have thought of that. Somehow, maybe it was
You would
me getting
think.
mauled in the face, but it's almost like my mind wasn't even there at the time.
Yes, well, the gods have a funny way of calling us at inopportune moments. That's why I don't really adhere to the whole fanatic zealot thing. But you've been doing great work for the Raven Queen, I hear, so who am I to judge?
Oh, well, just thinking about things you could have changed. It'll burn a hole in you.
That's why I don't really think about the past.
Maybe I'll start to do that.
Always look to the future. There's so many things to do. I mean, most gnomes are quite long-lived, so we have many years to think about what we could do. It's easy trap to fall into.
Well, that's good. No, maybe someday you find stillness.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to go to bed. But y'all can stay up. If you need help tomorrow, well, you know where to find me.
Alright, thanks, Dan. Great meeting you, bud.
You're
Yes,
welcome, my guy. Thank you for being friends with my son.
Well,
hmm.
he's grown on us.
Okay, I go to bed too.
Alright.
Very late. We have big day tomorrow.
Yeah, no telling what path we'll take tomorrow. Seems we've got quite the crossroad ahead of us.
What is it
I'm
we have to do
still
right now?
Very poor.
Yeah, well, we've got a quest to kill kobolds. We still have to make friends with one of every race in the valley.
Kill kobolds.
Quick thought: the bird people. That's going to be really hard to make friends.
It
Speech
wasn't
wise.
killing kobolds. It was
Oh yeah, it wasn't
Yeah,
killing. Right.
yeah. Had to motivate
don't-
them to
okay, now
move.
that is
You
the-
know, have you ever actually dealt with those things? Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that is the most confusing thing that I've ever heard. Is do they want us to move them, or do they want us to convince them to go there? I don't. Be
The
honest.
last couple kobolds I met didn't know how to like actually shed their skin, so they smelled like rotten
Yeah.
bananas.
Sounds awful. Well,
Yeah.
there is that we could choose. I think I'm making pretty good headway with the mermen and women. I'll handle friendship there.
Friendship.
Then, what else do we need? We need the dragonborn, the bird people, and
Orcs.
orcs seem like that's gonna be a pretty. I think Pog would
leave Pog
count
out.
as a.
Yeah, I think Pog.
We already friends with all orcs.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I imagine your parents will speak for us.
Huh?
Maybe we can. Maybe we might have to prove something to your parents. I don't know what type of rituals you'll have around here.
We can ask.
Yeah, well.
Hey, Dad.
Tomorrow it is.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright. Are y'all gonna go to bed?
I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So y'all all go to bed and have a wonderful night's sleep. You are awoken to the sounds in the morning of some nice root vegetables grilling and some birds chirping. As you wake up, you smell the earthy, pretty much just earthy smell of the root vegetables kind of grilling up.
Breakfast.
You wake up. I make some arrowroot for you. It is very yummy.
Sure it was. Or sure it is. I was thinking about last night's dinner.
Your female orc is very Asian.
What I was thinking.
Yes, I'm not from Oxo. I'm from other orc village. I'm not champion clan.
Oh. Did not know this.
Do you have Mentos?
Mentos? What?
Okay.
Okay, anyway, you guys can take the breakfast if you want. as she offers up some arrowroot, which, if you aren't aware, is a starchy root vegetable. She has seemingly taken it out of the ground, scrubbed it off of most of the dirt, not quite all of it, because you don't want to lose all the flavor, and put it on the grill, got a little chard on it, and she's kind of cut it right open down the middle like a baked potato. Hands
This
it off to you.
looks quite aromatic.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Anyways, she heads out and she's going to start the getting ready for the day and everything. But you still see Mary, and as she's just happy that her brother's back in town.
So, did y'all think about anything last night, or any ideas on what to do?
Oh yeah, where'd Dad?
Oh, Pog, Dad, he's out at barn.
Oh, let's go to barn, guys.
Yeah, I want to see what animals y'all got.
Lead the way.
So,
What happened
as
to
you guys,
Daddy?
We were talking last night, and then he just disappeared.
Well, I guess the elves had to hang out with each other or something.
Typical elves.
But as you walk outside, you see, first things first, you see just a beautiful sunrise. I mean, this valley, it really does capture the pure essence of the beauty of the sunrise, more so than most places. And Pog, all the Octhu orcs can attest to that. Some of the most beautiful sunrises and sunsets in the world, right here in Octhu. And you guys are coming out with a front row seat. So that's just first thing. But second thing, you've got just a lovely sound. There's some birds chirping. There's some kinku squawking in the forest. You hear some feathers rustling. But also you see Dan, who is over in the barn next to the house. You see the doors to the barn open, and you hear all sorts of fun animal sounds from inside.
Yay! Can't wait. What type of animals they got in there?
So as you enter the barn, you see just all sorts. You see some hogs. You see some different breeds of dogs. You see specifically a few large wolves, one of which just directly charges at Pog and bounces on him like dogs do when they see their owner returning. You see some fun cats, and you see some fun like mountain lions of that nature, and y'all can talk. And I gotta go let my dog out real quick, but I'll be back in like 2 seconds. But y'all can do your talking.
Oh, this site looks so cute.
Nimbus.
I'm not very good with animals.
I just wonder what happened to Theo. I never got a chance to carry him anywhere. Every time that I'd talk about him, we never went back for him. So he's just sitting at the hotel.
Who is Theo?
Theo was this he's a sweet little pup that we rescued. And I really wanted to bring him back, and I think I even remember myself saying I wanted to bring him along with us, but guess it just didn't happen.
I'm sure he's fine.
What type of animal is Theo?
He's a hound.
Oh yes. What kind of hound?
A hellhound.
Oh yes. What? They're very faithful to owner. He probably stood at hotel dead.
Wait, what?
Well, he won't eat if you aren't there.
Wait, no, don't tell me this. I gotta go back.
Oh, it's too late. How long has he?
That is a good question. How long
in
has
that case, definitely too long.
To
Oh,
make you feel any better, a dead hellhound just returns to hell, so
that is true.
he's back
So
home,
many deaths.
probably eating all the other, damned.
he'll find me in another life. Or when he comes back to this world in a different form.
Well, anyway, I'm glad you see your wolf again, Pog. He missed you so much. But what are you all here for? You need some help?
Explain mission to Dad, please.
Okay. We need to convince the mother. What's her name? The shaman.
The shaman's name is Dagara.
Ah, yes,
Dagara.
Dagara, great Dagara. We need to convince her that we are worthy of her trust, and to do so, we have to convince every single race within Okthu that we are upstanding and kind-hearted people.
Yes.
So we need one of each race to speak for us to Dagara, and uphold our honor and our will to see this land succeed.
Yes. This is common request. Well, what do you need help with?
We really don't know how to make friends with the bird people.
Well, they're very nice. They're just not very talkative. But, Pog knows how to speak their language.
Do they not just speak whatever they hear?
Well, yes, but they also have sign language. So that they don't need to have everything said to them first.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
True.
so you taught your son in this wilderness school how to sign?
Yes, with Kinku. We live right next to them, so...
It makes sense when you're hunting. Non-verbal means of communication would be
we do not
quite
hunt.
good.
We just track and befriend. We do not eat animal here, so we do not need to hunt.
Yes, that's true. I love vegetables.
Yep.
And fruit. But anyway, yeah, Pog can help you talk to Kinku. I think that, I think that there are some Kinku. Let me think. Mr. God, what is his name? Mr. Sock. He is Kinku. He is the grove tender for the Kinku, and I do hear that he says that his trees keep rotting and wanted some help with that. So, if any of you know trees very well, you could ask Sock.
I can tell you, I know they have roots, bark, and leaves.
We do have a druid among our party. He would be well suited for something like that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's also probably one of the least charismatic people I've ever met, so...
You have druid?
Yes, but he is of a quite different culture.
Oh, well, I would love to meet.
Yeah, we got three others that you will meet. Maybe. They're Pog's friends too.
Well, that's good. But I don't really know any Dragonborn. They too busy reading book. But I also don't know very many merfolk either.
Mygan tells us he's in with the merfolk, so we're more concerned about the Kinku. But, I mean, what you say, if we have a druid, maybe he is up for the task.
Yes, that might help. Ask Sock. He's over on northwest side of Grove. That's where he lives. But he's very good friend of mine. And he's known Pog since Pog was very little.
That's very sweet. Well, you've been quite helpful. The Dragonborn, I believe, we have a task that could help us make friends with them. It seems impossible, but we'll try.
Oh, yes. They are very hard to read. What is that task?
We have to convince some kobolds to go love and live with one of them.
Oh, where are kobolds?
North.
North Cavern?
Yes, that is the place. You know of what I speak. You are quite smart.
Yes. Well, I can't help you there. But,
Wonderful.
maybe be careful in Cavern.
And why is that?
Well, caverns aren't like the rest of Octu. Pog know this.
And what are your opinions on the kobolds there? Would you also want to befriend a group of kobolds?
Oh, yes, I like to befriend everyone. I think kobold fun. I never meet kobold, but I do hear about them.
There's something.
Yes, but, if you do bring them, then I will meet them. We cook them.
I think they would love that. They're very carnivorous.
Sorry, my dog just came in. He's going fucking crazy, dude.
Yes. Well, anyway, I need to go and start class today, so I hope that you guys have good luck with quest.
You've been very kind to us, Dan. Very appreciated.
You are welcome.
And at that, he leaves the barn and heads over to the classroom where you see a bunch of little orc youngsters walking in.
Are they all taller than me?
At least a foot taller than you ever see one.
Fucking orcs.
Nice.
So to the cavern?
If that's what you want to do first.
Might as well. I think I know how to speak to him. I'm not really how to go at it, but I was really into the whole speaking Draconic thing for a little while.
I can speak Draconic, but I would prefer you speak to them because I have a history with them, and I don't quite like them.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm happy to take a go at it. Let's see how well I can do.
Yes, I'm not the most diplomatic person.
Hard to be with those little guys.
I would. Yes, we'll just have to be quite careful.
All right, cool. So y'all gonna head up towards the northern caverns.
Yeah, we're gonna walk north.
Well, hey, you know what? Pog knows the way.
Hmm?
All right,
Yeah.
so at that y'all begin heading northwards. It's probably a good 20-minute walk from the Wilderness School up into the entrance to the Northern Caverns. As you come up to the entrance to Northern Caverns, you see that there is a little bit of a guard outpost of sorts, and whenever you come up to it, there is an orc standing there, kind of just lounging. He's not really like guarding anything. He's just kind of there more, I guess, as a greeter than anything else. But he kind of steps up towards the cavern entrance whenever you're walking close by and says,
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Yes, we have been sent by a gorgeous dragonborn to find, befriend, and bring back some of these kobolds so that they can know the grace and mercy and of this dragonborn lady. She just really wants to make friends.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm assuming you did not pick up your items from the south entrance. Did y'all come in by water?
Yeah, like you're asking about weapons and stuff.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no weapons here.
No
Okay,
weapons
yeah.
whatsoever.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and give them a call down there. He kind of picks up a little bit of it looks almost like a magical sort of like two-way radio. Picks it up and clicks and says, hello, who's on duty right now? And you hear, oh, it's me, Lars. Oh, Lars. Well,
Oh God.
I hope you're having a great morning. Always a great morning out here in Octhu, you know that. Oh, I do know that, buddy. Well, anyways, I've got a few folks here. We've got Mr. Gnome here, we got a human, and we've got a strapping young orc lad who I'm assuming is just back from his journey. But anyways, what's y'all's names again? Sorry.
I am Kaboom Dalibar.
Mike and Trust.
And Pog.
Oh, it's Mr. Carboom, My Gun, and Pog. And they're requesting their weapons back. They want to go into the Northern Caverns for a little bit of a mission for, I'm assuming, Zenriel?
Yes.
Yes, it's always her. But anyways, if you wouldn't mind setting those up here. Oh, I am on it. You know, those weapons will be up there in a chip. Alright, folks. Well, I'm going to have to ask you, it's going to be maybe 10, 15 minutes here. They're bringing your weapons by on a wagon, but I can guarantee you're probably going to need them in there. But while I've got you at attention, there are some warnings maybe about the Northern Caverns here, and really all the caverns. Pog knows this, but they're not exactly as friendly as the rest of Octhu, a little bit different. But I'm sure y'all will be fine. So what was your mission again?
We have to make friends with kobolds.
Kobolds. Oh, yes. Yes. I have heard tales of some kobolds in there. A nice little young family of kobolds. Well, we've been trying for ages to get them to join Octhu, but still hasn't worked out. So hopefully this one might work out.
So there's some kobold in there. So there's other things in there?
Oh, yes. What's caverns? I mean...
well, kobolds just infest things. They just...
Oh, they're not infested, the caverns, don't worry. I've heard that there's maybe 4, 5 kobolds max in there.
I mean, they breed like rabbits.
Yeah. Maybe they're...
Maybe
No
they don't
reason
have
or
a queen or anything.
Oh, well... I mean, I've never actually met a kobold, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah. Anyways, we've got some little lanterns here you might want, unless you guys can all see in the dark very well.
Nope.
But you might want to bring a lantern in there. It gets pretty dark.
Well,
Alright, well, here, I'll just give you guys some. Here, all 3 of you. Anyways, oh, there we go. There's the cart. Okay, the cart's coming. Listen, I enjoyed this talk, and I hope that you guys have a great quest in the Northern Caverns. Try to make it back, but I'm sure. And at that, you see Lars coming up on his little wagon with your weapons, specifically Pog's great axe and anything Carboom had on him, which I don't believe is anything, actually, right? I don't think you had any.
so
Had a magical staff.
Oh, yes, but you kept that on you.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have any weapons.
Okay, cool. So as he pulls a little bit closer, Pog gets out his axe, and Laura says, well, I hope that you guys are all having a splendid time in Octhu. I know I've been having a splendid time since you got here. But then again, I always do. Anyways, like I said yesterday, anything that you need, come to me. Alright, see y'all!
see you, Lars.
Bye.
Does anyone else get like a rather creepy vibe from that man?
I do. I was not used to anybody that positive. It is eerie.
I mean,
Octhu, good
Bob
place.
lived here a long time.
Hmm?
Is Lars?
Lars,
do you find
happy
anything
man.
questionable about him?
No reason not to be happy man if you live in Octhu.
Well, doesn't sound brainwashed. Let's go in there, boys.
Let's do it.
Alright, so you all light your lanterns, I'm assuming, or maybe you keep them dark, I don't know, but either way. You head through the rather large entrance into the caverns, and honestly, immediate dark. Not too much going on as far as light inside. Carboom begins to sparkle slightly, and is that a what's it called? Does that just stay on you permanently, basically?
8 hours.
8? Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. So as you begin to walk in, the lights. It seemed as though the more you walk in, the quicker the light begins to go away. As only about 10 steps into the cave, all natural light is completely gone, despite the fact that you would imagine that you can still see the outside. The entire atmosphere becomes very oppressing as you can no longer see anything outside of your lanterns, maybe 10-foot radius, unless you have dark vision, in which case you can see a little bit. However, you really can't see past about 20 feet in front of you as the very large cavern entrance begins to get smaller and smaller until you're in about a 5-foot tunnel going forward. As it stands, you're moving forward in this rather small tunnel as it becomes a little bit craggier. The air becomes a little bit heavier around you, and the sound all but dissipates.
As in, there's no sound?
No sound other than the sound that you guys are making.
Well, this is not creepy. I'm lying, this is quite creepy.
Yeah, no, this is terrifying. Let's see if we can scare anything back into its hole. Speaking of hellhounds, I'm gonna try to mimic one of its roars. Don't do
Guys, why are you scared?
a minor illusion of a hellhound.
Hey, relax, guys. It's fine.
Wait, so what are you trying to do, Boom, first?
I was just gonna read the spell, but I was seeing if I could make a light, but I already have a torch. So.
You could use your light, like you could hold it with the prestidigitation, your little lamp that they gave you, but it doesn't look like it actually makes a light.
I could light the lamp, but yeah, it's not a...
Yeah, do any of y'all have your lamps lit first?
I am lighting
Oh,
the
yeah.
lamp. I don't
If
light
there's a
lamp.
way to light it, I did.
Yeah, it's like a electric type lamp. It's where you don't have to light it with a fire or anything like that. So what were you doing, Mike?
Trying to do a really loud hellhound scream just to put anything back into the hole it's hiding.
Okay, you faster than would be what you would imagine based off of your life experiences up into this date. However, it does not seem to have any other effect, and we'll hold off here a couple minutes so Jason can get back. So let's just go ahead and take like a 5 real quick. So, and everybody gets back, we'll start up again. All right, as soon as Megan gets back, we'll get going.
Magels me giggles.
We did our registry thing yesterday.
Ooh, this is from Pillars of Eternity. But continue.
Yeah, we went to Bed Bath and Beyond, and they like give you a little scanner gun, and you just scan everything you want to put on your registry. It's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, and you just like go around beeping stuff.
Yeah, you just beep everything that you think you want.
So we had these little dip bowls on our registry, and so many people got them first. We got 12, but they're like little tiny bowls, right? And they're kind of useless for anything but like salsa, right? But we have 12 of them.
Yeah.
We've been using them for Aspen's baby food though, so it's like we finally have a reason to use them. But it's just funny because they're nice.
The nice thing about the Bed Bath and Beyond, what they're saying is that like we put however many we wanted, and then after we get the amount that we want, it just makes it unavailable.
Yeah.
So that doesn't happen.
I think the limit was 12, but man, we didn't even think about that one. Like, but everyone got it. We should have made the limit 4 or something. I don't know.
That's fine. I know I got you guys that pillow that you like.
Yeah,
great. I gotta buy another one. I probably didn't think on very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the pillows you put on a bed when you make it, which I never would use, but Brittany makes the bed, so.
Yeah, I will say that is definitely one thing, at least up until now, Leslie has not shown any desire for throw pillow.
I mean, that's good. It's pillows everywhere.
She just told me that she added some.
Deep down, there's always that desire to pillow things.
Yeah, we got some pretty fun stuff on there. They were trying to like guilt us. Not guilt us. There was just a lady that was walking around with us for a while, and she was like telling us things we should put. And she's like, "Oh, you guys have to put this Dyson on there because there's going to be somebody that comes that wants to get you something really expensive." And we're like, "All right, fine. We'll put a $500 Dyson vacuum on here. And if somebody wants to spend $500 on a Dyson vacuum, then more power."
Hey,
I just don't know why anybody would do that. Do what?
Don't judge me when I buy you that Dyson.
If you buy me that Dyson, I'm gonna make you freaking return it. Yeah, it was kind of fun. We ended up with a few more things than I thought we were gonna have.
People of like our parents' generation love buying china. Like we have like a full set of china, right? So like 8 set of china, but we've never used because I mean we don't throw dinner parties.
Yeah, we did get a few sets of plates. We got like 12 sets of plates, but they aren't china. But they are nice plates. Like plates and bowls and stuff. I think the way we were looking at it is to kind of just like refurbish the things that we've had from like college and stuff that like work but kind of look like shit.
Trying to think of like the most useful thing we got on our registry.
I know Leslie really wants a KitchenAid stand mixer.
Those things are cool. Brittany really appreciates it when she uses it. She never thought she'd use it, but like anytime we bake.
Yeah, it's almost like you when you look at baking a lot of things when you don't have something like that, it just seems like it's almost impossible to do it, or it's so much harder to do it. Whereas if you have one of those, then it's pretty easy to do most baking things. there we go. Perfect timing.
Hey, hey.
All right. So anyways, as you make the large hellhound sound, it dissipates quicker than you would think based off of your experience with sounds in caves, and it is back to an oppressive silence with it.
Well, go on, Pog. We're right behind you.
Okay. It's fine, I mean. This is completely normal.
Yep, normal, nothing bad, just dark.
You guys just wimps.
All right, so you continue to go forward, and there's really no turns available for a while. You're walking for about 5 minutes in the cave, and there's really only one path. It kind of winds back and forth, but as you walk, nothing really happens outside of the ordinary, other than it just being a little bit creepy. But I'm going to have you all make a perception check.
Boom. I know.
Okay, well, the other two of you don't really need to make one then. So Megan notices up ahead that the tunnel that you've been walking through begins to open up into a little bit more of a chamber. And in this chamber, he notices that it seems like there is some sort of a tripwire at the entrance into the chamber from where y'all are now. That is right around your feet.
Okay.
Probably about 10 feet in front of you.
Well, I'm gonna grab Pog's robes and not say anything, but just point at it. I guess I'll tell Boom too, so he doesn't trip on it.
Yeah. Boom could probably do the splits under it. Or splits or limbo.
Limbo.
What is it? A chamber?
Yeah, it is that you were kind of going through a bit of a tunnel, but it opens up into a bit of a chamber. Not necessarily like a finished chamber, just like a more larger area of the cave.
I'm gonna.
We can go.
Is there a way to like disarm this?
Potentially.
I was just gonna see what it's attached to.
It seems like as you look closer at it, there is a and go ahead and as you get a little bit closer, you're gonna have to get pretty close to see just based off of the amount of light. So go ahead and make a stealth check. Oh, okay. Well, Boom is incredibly stealthy. However, I'm also gonna need Megan to make one as well. Okay, so as you get closer, Boom essentially blurs out of vision as he leverages his short frame and light step to go up to the rope and look directly at it whilst being not only almost invisible, but also deathly quiet. Megan tries to do that, and he does all right. But both of them manage to make it to the rope and look at it. And you see that there's the tripwire that's probably 6 inches above the ground that's running the length of the entrance. And this tripwire seems to be attached to a rope that begins to go up that seems to be attached to a large net out in front of you into the into the chamber, seemingly a contraption that would catch you within the net and pull you up and catch you and trap you, essentially. But it is easily sidestepped if you step over the tripwire.
Let us easily sidestep this.
Do y'all want to set up an ambush, maybe? Trigger it, and then as they come looking to see what they caught, prize them?
I mean, that's clever. I could use my prestidigitation to trigger this from a distance.
I guess we should probably go deeper inside to see if there's anything that we can hide behind. At least get a better, look at their numbers.
So we but we have our lanterns out. But
Listen.
slowly sneak in there.
So as you, so you're gonna sneak into the main chamber, just go over the rope. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So as you go over into the kind of bigger chamber, you see some large stalagmites that you might be able to hide behind. However, you do not notice any sort of people or any creatures of any sort. Everything seems completely lifeless. Everybody actually go ahead and make a perception check, though. Okay, so Pog notices that the walls are pretty red, and it seems as though there might be some sort of a message almost written on the walls. However, you've never been too much for reading, and you don't know too much about deciphering, so you just kind of you don't like recognize it as any sort of a language or saying anything. You just notice that there might be some sort of a either drawing or writing on the walls. Take that as you believe Pog would.
Guys, there's writing on walls.
Is it Draconic?
I can't tell.
Jake?
Type
Do
of
I
look at
recognize
it.
this?
You look at it and you can tell that it's not Draconic. However, you do not know the language.
I'm gonna start casting this ritual.
Okay. So you're touching the words and you're reading. Okay, so as you open it, you begin to understand the language slowly. It's not necessarily a language per se, more of kind of a pictograph of some sort. You recognize it as very rudimentary Orcish language from your time, not in the time of half orcs, just in the time of actual full-blooded orcs. You have seen it before, very far in the past, and you didn't recognize it. But it is basically just some sort of a religious saying, talking about how they are, deferent to their blood goddess. Oh, sorry, blood god, not goddess. My bad.
Well, this seems to be quite old, actually. In my time, the orc kind worshipped something of a blood deity. This is hail to the blood god. So I would imagine whatever foe creature we meet might be less than savory. So be
No.
cautious.
It makes me feel so much better.
I love orcs.
So, are you guys going to try and set off the trap, or what are y'all going to do?
I know anything about the blood god?
Nope.
Okay.
That's up to y'all. I'll stand right here. We can turn off our lanterns and we can set it off. But we can even leave a lantern by the trap, so when they go to look at it, we can get a read on their numbers. But
What do we see further down the area?
If need be, I can create an impenetrable dome for us to hide in while we set the trap.
be interesting.
What do we see further
I'd say
down
we'll still be
the
at the mercy of whoever surrounds us at the duration. So, I mean, if there's 50 of them.
The chamber that you're in, it is kind of a little bit of an antechamber. However, there still is only one path forward from where you're at that you can see.
Well,
I think it's a clever plan. That we could at least see if anyone is on guard. If we trigger that trap, more likely they would see us further on and sneak up on us. So we have the opportunity of either seeing them first or having them seeing us first. So I can't see in the dark, so it seems like a good idea.
yeah, I say we just line the trap with two lanterns on both sides, and then we get a better idea as to how many there are, and none of us even have to stand near it.
Well,
There's
if it kobold,
stalag-
they see us in dark, so we have to hide really good.
So we got some stalagmites to hide from.
And we put the lights out there. It should draw their attention, at least.
Well, I think we should do it.
I'm gonna set one of my lanterns by the tripwire and then hide behind the stalagmite.
Okay, cool. Are y'all all hiding next to each other?
Yeah, I'm at
Let's
least
spread out a little bit.
I fit between someone's legs.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you guys are kind of sitting there, and you place the lantern, and you're all hidden from view based off of the other entrance that you see, as well as anything else. It would take quite a bit of inspection to notice you there, and so you use your prestidigitation to set off the trap. And as you set off the trap, you hear a loud snap as the rope cracks, and you hear the net capture and pull up exactly as you assumed it would, and as it reaches the top, a large rock falls down, making quite the clatter on the ground, seemingly to alert the rest of the people that the trap has been sprung. As you hear this, you remain sitting, and you don't see or hear anything for a good 4 or 5 minutes. However, you maintain your position as you continue to wait, and eventually, about 5 minutes after setting off the trap, you hear two people, I'll say, not necessarily human, but two like humanoids, walk in the room. They both have torches in their hands as they are walking with a rather relaxed but erratic gait. Both of them seem to be not quite sane, and as they approach closer and closer, you can tell that these are, without a doubt, two half-orcs that look very similar to any of the half-orcs you may have seen throughout Octhu. However, they both have a very maddening-looking maddened, I should say, not maddening, looking gleam in their eyes as they both kind of mumble incoherently to themselves and kind of twitch and move around in very odd patterns as they walk closer and closer to the trap. As they reach the trap, they notice that they have no prey, and seemingly thinking that the prey may have escaped, they begin to yell at each other, and they start to punch at each other for a second until they both seem to think, wait a second, let's go look around. And so they both begin searching around the cavern, looking for the trap that they feel may have slid through, or the prey that may have slid through the trap.
Did they split up?
They did split up. However, it isn't a huge area that you're in. So they're probably, the entire cavern's maybe 30 feet wide.
Pog, I whisper, is there something about these caverns that you know about? Is this some place where people are sent that don't agree with your people?
I don't think so.
So what you know about these caverns is that a lot of times people come back from their trip. They aren't exactly the same. Sometimes people who didn't quite fit into Octhu society find their way to these caverns. People get lost. There's just a lot of different things going on with the caverns that a lot of people don't really know about. So it could potentially.
This mystery. People who don't fit in Octhu sometimes come here.
So you're saying it's wrong to harm them? Or would it be in our best interest to at least subdue them? You harm them, perhaps?
You put them in barrier and we question them?
It doesn't work that way.
Oh.
We could
Have any?
fight them and question them if we subdue them.
Well, we ask. We don't have to fight.
Pog, if you want to, you can see what you
So
can gather.
as you're talking, one of the orcs begins to get closer and closer to the stalagmite that you're hiding behind. This is what I'm assuming you guys look like, where the stalagmite being like right here. Yeah. He's kind of walking around next to it. I'll go ahead and everybody make a stealth roll.
Well.
I was
We were talking.
With the discussion that Pog and Boom were having, you guys start to get a little heated because you really aren't seeing eye to eye on this one. And despite Megan,
Jake?
the orc looks at you bewildered and kind of starts to shriek in a inhuman type sound. And everybody go ahead and make initiative rolls.
Yeah. Man.
Oh wow.
I lucked out.
Yeah.
Wait, Jason, can you make another roll real quick? I'll put your first roll on there. I just accidentally deleted your thing off of there. Wait, Megan, did you roll? There's your second roll.
So I rolled the second one just because the other initiative roll you rolled was a 5, and we don't have the tiebreaker.
Oh. Well, what's your dex at actually?
16.
+3.
Okay, so yours is first. Okay, cool. So let's see. So first things first, we've got Mr. Champion.
I want to ask him, go into my rage, and then ask him, "Hey, what you doing here, guy?"
He lets out kind of a inhuman type yell, as if he has been his brain has basically snapped from whatever sort of life he's been living in these caves. He does not seem to be fully conscious or really able to communicate or think cognitively very well.
Oof. Okay.
Well, okay, I'll swing.
Okay. So that's 20
36.
plus 36 damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus. That's so
Calm
much
down.
damage.
Okay, so as you pick up your axe and how that axe feels in your hands again, you did not appreciate being separated from her for a couple days there. But you pick that axe up, you swing with all your might at this orc who seems to have had his mind rattled by whatever he's experienced in this cave, and you swing down twice from him. Blood begins to spurt out, and it seems as though a frenzy within the orc begins to build as his eyes grow from being simply a insane, maddened-looking bit to looking more and more bloodthirsty. Okay, Mr. Boone. Also, where did you move?
I didn't move at all. Or
You'd have to move.
I thought
Can
it was. I can't really get to my character. There we go.
Can you not? Are y'all in like a weird spot?
We were like, I had to move my turn order as well. It's on the left side of my screen.
Yeah, that is. I always forget I can move. Okay, Boom, you're next.
How do you make the line again?
I think you do. I know you can use the thing that's like a little circle with a ruler in it, but I don't remember what the hotkey is. But every single square is 5 feet, so you can always remember that.
Sorry, trying to figure things out.
Looks like he's 65 feet from you.
I'm gonna move up then and cast Levitate on the orc in the distance.
Okay. Which one? The one on the far right or the one close to you?
The one furthest away from us.
Okay. Let me do this. Alright, so he manages to withstand.
Alright, then I am going to cackle. Haha, finally! Someone to kill.
Alright, Megan.
Alright, I'm gonna do a quick sidestep around him and then get to his back. Well, I'm sorry to do this, but I think you're a little different than our friends. Then swipe twice at him.
Okay, so this one, I forgot what the blade does.
It pretty much does the extra 4 damage, and if they move from that spot, it does an extra 8.
That's right. Okay, so you dealt 38 damage. Okay.
Jesus.
So, as you reach your hand out, the blade appears back in it. Oh, how sweet it is to feel the Raven Queen's energy flow through your vessel once more. As you swipe twice, the second one with a booming power as it comes through and slashes this orc through the back, as he lets out a howl of both pleasure and pain. He seems to have taken quite the bit of damage through your attacks. However, it seems as though his frenzy is building and that he has nothing in mind other than your pain. So next we're going to have Mr. Orc over in the far area, and he's actually going to go and he's just going to sprint to here to attempt to flank Mr. Pop. So, but that's all he's able to do. He runs that entire distance, and that's all he is able to manage based off of his distance away from his buddy. The original orc that you were attacking, however, looks directly at Pog, and he whispers in a broken orcish, saying, "You will become us in the future." As he reaches towards you, pulls out a large machete that he had at his side, swipes at you with the machete, and then hits you with a bite. So he slashes at you with this machete, and as it hits you directly up the chest, he reaches out, gets right on your neck, and just bites down with an immense power, as if his jaw has been strengthened beyond that of a normal orc, and just rips out and takes some of your flesh with him as he chews it, swallows it down, and you take 3 more damage based off of that.
I take.
So you take 6 plus 4 plus 1, 11 damage.
The first attack missed.
Nope, because you're flanked.
You said flanked, sir.
But not by I'm looking at that guy.
But that doesn't mean that you're not flanked because there's a guy behind you.
Yeah, just flank status.
It doesn't matter what way you're looking. It's just if there's somebody that is, if you can make a line between two people and it intersects your square, then you're flanked. So like even if Mygan moved right here, even if this guy was like facing you directly, then you'd still be flanked because there's somebody behind him.
The way to think of it is like you know that someone's behind you, so you're distracted by the presence of someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Anyways, that's the end of his turn, and back to you, Pop.
I guess I swing again on this guy one time. Recklessly attack. Boom.
Alright, it strikes him, and it seems to bring him to his knees. However, he is not dead yet.
On my second attack, I hit this other guy.
Alright, it hits him as well. Does a nick right on his arm. However, he looks at it, licks the blood up, and just looks at you with his reddened teeth that seem to have all been sharpened to... Anything else?
Nope.
Alright, Mr. Boom.
I'm going to cast slow on the two orcs.
Whoa.
Wow.
And then I'm going to move behind Mygan over here.
Dang, that's powerful. Okay, let's do a couple wisdom saves. This one is for the one that has been being attacked. This for the other one. Looks like they both failed. The second one.
Something, guys.
So he is slowed even more so. I will say he takes double the penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws based off of your extra slowing. I see. I take it as you've gotten a lot more adept at slowing magic.
I'm pretty
over
good
the,
at time stop, man.
Okay. Anything else?
Just run behind Mygan and cower, but viciously.
All right, Mygan.
So, is this spiky hair boy? That's the one who rolled a 1, or is it the whip boy?
The other one rolled a 1.
Awesome.
That guy rolled. I mean, they both failed, but
Okay, well, going to attempt to pierce old buddies. Actually, yeah, one. Just go all out. Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
And then this. And I don't know if I need this. But
Well,
What you do?
you, Mygan, you.
that's it. Okay. Hello.
Might cut out.
Oh. Your friend, you think back to the memories that you did not experience firsthand, however, were relayed to you during your Dragon Grass trip. As you recall, every single time you were hit by these Puppet Master's minions, as well as his strings through your body, you noticed Silky heroically attempting to save you, risking life and limb in order to make sure that you, his friend, made it out safe because he knew you would do great things in your life. You raise the blade of the Raven Queen as you look at this minion in front of you on his knees at death's door. However, you know that the Raven Queen has no sympathy for these creatures. She knows one thing and one thing only, guiding their souls to her domain. You raise the blade and you pierce this orc with all of your might, going directly through him into the ground in front of him. And with a second effort, you pour all of your hatred, all of your anger, and all of your grief over Silky's death into this blow as you suck the soul directly out of this orc into your into your blade as you just take all of his essence out and seemingly make a ethereal blue minion kind of come out of his body as you kill him, as you finish his life up, and you come to with lightning in your eyes as all this happens, and the other orc just kind of looks at it like, holy shit. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Alright, cool. Quick turn. Alright, so the next guy is like, shit. But he, in his fury state, just continues to attack at Mr. Pog Champion. He actually gets advantage on both of these, having been driven into a rage based off of his smelling of your blood. Basically, it's bringing him into a rage to which he gets. Okay, well, whatever. But anyways, he slashes at you with his deadly machete and directly gets you through the chest as he rends a large gash in you, licks the blood off, and then comes at you right to your neck. You manage to dodge slightly, however, this just opens up your shoulder as he grabs you right around the shoulder, takes a big chunk, and just rips it off of your body and swallows it down as you take 7 plus 10 damage. And then you're adding your little buddy to the. I don't know. I don't think I ever actually made a thing for it. Here, how about this? Oh, only 7 damage. That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he was slowed. You're right, Jason.
Ooh.
So he does not do the bite attack. He only does the first attack. Can he crit still?
Yeah.
Okay, he still does crit. However, he's not able to do the other one. It actually looks kind of funny as he just very, very, very slowly goes for you with his slash. However, you were just not really paying attention because you were so amazed by Mygan's incredible blow to the other orc. But you do take 7 damage. And then this is going to be the because. Give me 1 second here. Because you had such an affinity for Silky, your Spectre is going to take his form. So there you go. There's your Spectre. And actually, it's going to be your Spectre's turn here because this is the end of the total turn. So it's now your Spectre's turn.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and he does do a wisdom save. You're right. Still slowed. Still slowed, but not double slowed.
So I'm just gonna point at this orc and snap, and then the Spectre is gonna fly through Pog.
Yeah.
And attempt to drain this thing of S.
Is the first one to hit?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay, and then does the DC 12 Constitution save only count if it hits?
I'd imagine so. I mean, it's a melee, so
Okay. So it does not hit. It misses.
Aw, spooky boy.
All right. Anything else for him?
Nah, that's all you can do.
Okay. Pog.
Stop biting me!
Wait, does it
Recklessly
not hit him
attack.
even with the AC reduction?
Oh yeah.
-2.
Oh, he had -2 to AC. It does hit with -2 to AC. Sorry, I always forget to keep track of all those things. So that does hit. with the -2 AC. So you're gonna do. So he does pass the Constitution save, but he does take 13 points of damage. Okay, sorry. Moving on there. So he does get hit and take 13 points of damage. However, no other effects. Reckless attacks. Swing Pog does with his axe, as he is known to do. Comes down with a fury and manages to hit this orc, having just been drained of some of his vigor. Hits him twice with this brutal great axe, as he deals 2 damaging blows for a total of 30. Anything else?
For a total of what?
39.
39.
Oh, I thought you said 30. I was confused. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Boom.
I cackle and bring my fingers together and snap and point at the orc. So it's actually the next one, but it would be 11 damage.
That's kind of funny.
I know, right? The lower one is higher.
Okay, so as you click your fingers, the large bells just immediately fill the air around the orc as they ring through his ears. He takes a moment to see if this. He
Wow.
looks at you and he kind of does one of these things. No. As he takes no damage, right? Or is it?
Yeah, no damage.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'll continue to bravely cower behind Megan.
Okay, Mike.
Okay, well, I'll look back at Boom and say, I guess you can hang right here. I'll dash behind him. And once again, the lightning surrounding my sword. And
Man, it's a Christmas kind
It
of
is.
day, isn't it?
and
Yeah, good thing he's one. So you raise your blade up and imbue it with all of the rage and fury that you felt a moment before, dampened only slightly. What the fuck?
that's that, the curse. You can expend a spell slot to do 6d8 for
Did
each
you do
spell slot.
68?
Yeah.
You know you can just roll 68.
Yeah, I was trying to.
But for
For
cinematic.
fun.
Anyways, you raise your blade up to the heavens, and as it is blessed by the Raven Queen herself, you let loose on this poor orc as you kill it easily with one blow. However, this does not sate your fury as you imbue your blade with all of the power available to you. As you continue to pour more and more power into this, you target this lifeless orc corpse. As you slam down with your blade with all the righteous indignation and fury that you felt throughout the last bit, and just eviscerate this orc to the point at which you could not even tell that he was alive seconds before.
Whew. Anyone feel better after that?
Well, I guess we won't be questioning them.
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
You have soul. Ask soul, Megan.
Give me one
Ghast, Geist things, Ghosty.
does understand everything. So Spectre.
What's the deal with this? Can
It's a
they
stretch.
talk?
That's all I gotta see. I think he's registered as like I think his intelligence is too low. No, his intelligence is fine. What the hell? Yeah, he can talk. Cause he's got
What's the name
understand.
of the spell?
A cursed
It's the-
specter.
Spec-
Let's see.
Let me just see real quick. This is probably something that's gonna come up multiple times throughout the playthrough.
Yeah.
So.
Curious.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that this specter is solid, as in, so it's a. So I'm gonna say that it is not able to like.
Actually speak.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it can't speak. However, it can understand your instruction,
Yeah.
and it can do some simple tasks, other than like attack. But it can't speak. Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like, based off of these things.
Like point us in the right direction, maybe. But it seems like there's just one path.
Yeah, there's only one path right now, so. But I guess you could ask it specific questions that it could like
Nod, as in.
it could like nod or something too, and maybe you could, get information based off of that.
Okay.
Unless it's like a yes or no type question, you probably couldn't really get anything out of it.
Yeah, well, I'll ask him, well, Spectre, seems you're going to be hanging out with me for a little while. Got any more traps?
You see the slightest shake of the head.
And, there's more of you, I'm guessing.
And you see the slightest shake of the head.
It's like a shake no?
As in like a no, as in like...
Okay. Huh. So just y'all two, huh?
Have they seen any
a slight
kobolds about?
Yeah, lead me
Go
to
ahead.
Kobold.
It seems to be motioning no.
So there aren't any kobolds?
You asked if it could guide you to the kobolds.
Well, you're not very helpful. I'll put you to work, though.
Okay.
Give it the bag of, what is it? Holding?
But yeah, anyways, just to further the room, there was the stalactite or stalagmites that you were standing by, as well as the trap. However, there's really not much else other than it just continues forward into the cave, further forward into the cave.
Well, do you guys want to continue deeper, onward, inward?
Yeah, I say we go deeper. My friend here, I have a sneaking suspicion can see in this dark. If you see anybody, turn around and nod yes.
Oh God, really? Inception?
Okay, so what? The music?
I thought it was Inception for a second, but it's not.
No, it's not. It is kind of sound like though. But okay. So with the specter guiding you on your way, y'all continue forward. As you continue through the area, you stumble upon. You get closer and closer. You see some kind of warm light in the distance, and as you get more and closer to it, you see that there is a very large campfire that is sitting there. The specter continues to move forward as if it is not perturbed at all by this. What do y'all do? You're probably 25 feet out from it right now, still in the tunnel, so you really can't see the entirety of what's around it, but you can see the campfire itself.
I mean, to be honest, I'm just gonna let him kind of be my little alarm.
Okay, cool. So as y'all follow the specter forward, you see the campfire, and you then begin to see two tents that seem to be made of orc skin. These tents are, they seem to have been some sort of like a leather made of orc skin. You can tell that it's made of orc skin because you see orc faces in it. These have been stretched out and are covering, making basically 2 tents, as well as a bunch of bones throughout the area that have been sharpened and into sorts of cages that are scattered along, as well as some piles of orc limbs that seem to, some of them having been cooked and preserved. However, some are still raw, sitting kind of over to the side. It seems like this may have been the camp of the 2 orcs that you killed.
Well, this is very familiar. This is more what I'm used to with orcs.
These
Yeah.
evil orcs.
Yes.
How am I doing, by the way, Jake?
How are you doing?
I got bit twice. Am I okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
I mean, you actually only got bit once because the second one
All right.
because you slowed. But you're fine. You don't have any like lasting injuries from it any more than you would from a swipe from a sword.
That you know of.
That you know.
You guys want to get around the tent, or
I will investigate.
yeah? Go ahead. I think I'm gonna just sit back and watch. This is a little too grotesque for me.
So as Mr. Boom here starts to investigate, he sees a orc leather-bound book that is sitting in some sort of a pedestal of sorts, as if it is a object that these 2 treasured to an extent. Do you wish to pick? It's a leather-bound.
I want to investigate it.
Okay, as you investigate it, you recognize that it is written in the language that you had been comprehending off of the walls. Unless I read that spell wrong, you're still not fluent or anything. However, you could take some time to translate it if you'd like.
Yeah, it lasts for an hour, so I could like keep looking into it slowly.
Okay, so as you, I mean, it's a fairly large tome, but as you read into the beginning, you can tell that this is essentially the orc blood god that you had been reading about a little bit before.
What is its name?
Its name is. Let me look real quick. It is going to be in Ilneval, Ilneval. Actually, wait. I'm sorry, I said the wrong one. That was a different one. Yurtrus, Yurtru. And this is the orc god of death and disease. And you recall, based off of your previous encounters with orcs, that some of the more wild orc vermin that you experienced while in Galadir's employ had worshipped this Yurtrus as some sort of a god of destruction and devastation, and they would roam the land attempting to kill and maim as many as they could in service of their god.
Well, this is
Boom's old boss.
quite startling. Would appear that some of your brethren have devolved into a prior, more feral state of worship. The dark god Eotris is quite a brutal being, and his followers would consistently destroy, maim, rape, pillage, everything to serve their god. Kind of like you, Mygan, the god of death, except for them, it was without any sort of distinction. Anything that was
Yeah.
alive, they would offer to their god.
Sounds a bit like Orcus, to be honest.
It's quite. It's, yes, a little upsetting to the stomach.
I wonder if there is any more followers around this place.
Pog, this is a little unsettling. Do you know anything about this? Were these anyone you recognize?
So, based off of what I know of your past, Pog, you would the folks in Okthu really only worship Luthik, the Orcish goddess. You aren't very familiar with this guy.
I not really know that guy. I didn't know those people either.
Well, there's a reason they were ostracized from your more peaceful brethren. That's for sure.
Yeah. This is weird. We should try to find kobolds, though.
Yeah, let's not hang around here too long. I'm pretty much done.
I think this is worth bringing up to the shaman when we meet her again.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, cool. So essentially, where you're at now, you're in kind of a antechamber of sorts that these orcs have kind of claimed for their own. However, there is a path directly north and a path directly east that you can choose from at this point. Which would you like to go on, the north or east path? There's no noticeable differentiation between the two yet that you can tell.
Well, they told us the kobolds would be in the north caves, so I'm going north.
I can't fault that logic. I mean, how are we supposed to know? Are there? I guess I'll investigate to see if there's like any tracks of kobolds.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigate check.
Oh.
You do not notice any discernible tracks. However, you do notice that the ground is pretty hard and would be unlikely to have much in the way of tracks. It's kind of a rocky, not really dirt.
Well, I'm okay with my Pog.
They say no one else here? Got the ghost?
Well, the Ghost Boy seems to think that yeah, he doesn't know where they're at, so he's no help to us.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and Boom keeps the book with him. However, so are you guys gonna start going north?
Yeah, but Spooky Boy leading the way.
Cool. So Spooky Boy begins to lead the way as y'all continue going north. The larger little cavern that you were in begins to pare down to a small tunnel, actually quite small. So small, in fact, that Boom can almost reach the top if he jumps.
Damn.
However, Pog is having to kind of kneel down and begin to crawl in order to get through. The tunnel continues to get narrower and narrower. To the point where it seems as though if it gets much more narrow, Pog will not be able to squeeze through. However, it seems as right before that moment hits, you reach a very large, luminescent cavern within this. This is much larger than the last cavern that you were in. I guess the way to picture it would be in Skyrim, whenever you get into that Underdark type area and everything's kind of bioluminescent, lit up by mushrooms. That is what I'm imagining here. So in front, kind of on the ceiling, you can see the light of all of these bioluminescent plants, and on the ground, you see an immense patch of mushrooms of 4 colors. The specific 4 colors are red, blue, green, and black. These mushrooms kind of have their own little segment to the room, as if they are paths meandering their way through the area. At the end, you see you see 2 exits actually. You see one exit that's directly in front of you, which is going to kind of be to the northeast, and you see one exit directly to your right, which is going to be more southeast. Yep, red, blue, green, and black. And for both of these northeast and southeast exits, or paths, I guess I should say, you see rows of these mushrooms seeming littering the entire floor to the point that you could not go around the mushrooms, you'd have to go through them.
Any ideas? What would Wilderness Pog do? Survive?
I don't know.
Come on, you had to have some type of cave diving experience.
Do you want to do a
Pog?
survival check?
Yeah,
That's nature.
try. Where's my survival?
Okay, do you have any sort of bonuses based off of your
I
barbarian?
don't think so.
Okay. So based off of a 15 survival roll, you do know that the caves are known for having these mushroom type rooms. These caves as they're spoken of that Pog. Everybody else doesn't really know that these caves are rather mysterious in that it seems as though every time you go into them, you see something new. The paths don't necessarily always come out the same. But it's something so embedded within people in Octhu that it's not something you even feel like is weird. You know what I mean? So it's something you didn't mention. But anyways, you do know that there's sometimes these mushroom rooms, and that all of the different types of mushrooms have some sort of a effect to them. That you are not familiar with any specific mushrooms. This was not really in the purview of your family, as y'all stayed mainly within the valley, did not venture much into the caverns themselves. The caverns are more for whenever people are leaving Octhu. But so you're aware that these mushrooms would probably have some sort of an odd effect on you, but you are not aware of what any of them would do.
Stay away from mushrooms, guys. They are not healthy, let's say.
Yeah, I
Feel
wasn't
like-
really gonna go poking around.
How far away are either entrance?
The one to the northeast is going to be probably 50 feet, and the one to the southeast is going to be probably 30 feet.
All right, I'm gonna misty step to the other side of that entrance.
Which one? North or
30
southeast?
feet.
Okay, so you get right up to the edge, and you misty step right over there, managing to go around any sort of ill effects the mushrooms may have had on.
Well, I can levitate you two over here if that's your inclination.
Well, I can fly. Me and Paul can fly over there. I wouldn't want you to use any extra brain power.
I've got so much brain power, but I appreciate it.
Alright, Pog, you ready? I'm gonna
Okay.
put my hand on his shoulder.
God.
Alright.
All right, so y'all are leaving through this tunnel to the southeast.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, cool. So it seems as though you are able to escape the mushrooms without any ill effects. Thanks a lot. But anyways, as you're at the southeast entrance, you basically just see one tunnel ahead. Do you choose to go down this, or would you like to go down a different path?
I'd like to take a short break, catch my breath.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and do the short break. You guys can do all your short break things, and then we'll call it here to pick up next time.
Okay.
Because there's enough in here that I don't think we'll be able to.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Ooh.